Hello kids! We're already in our English 4, Quarter 4, Week 6 with the title, Composing an Editorial. At the end of this lesson, you are expected to write, compose an editorial. Let's have a drill! Choose the word described in each statement. Write the letter of the correct answer. Number 1. It is a short essay that gives one's opinion on a social issue. A. News. B. Feature. C. Editorial. D. Poem. Number 2. An editorial appreciates a person or group. A. Persuasive. B. Praising. C. Critical. D. Interpretative. Number 3. An editorial criticizes issues or decisions. A. Persuasive. B. Praising. C. Critical. D. Interpretative. Number 4. An editorial explains an event or issue. A. Persuasive. B. Praising. C. Critical. D. Interpretative. Number 5. An editorial encourages readers to take an action. A. Persuasive. B. Praising. C. Critical. D. Interpretative. Drill letter B. Write true if the statement states fact and false if not. 1. An editorial has a timely news angle. 2. An editorial is an opinionated news story. 3. In writing editorial, choose a topic that you are not interested with. 4. Collecting information and facts is not important when writing editorial. 5. In the final paragraph of your editorial, summarize your point of view and remind the reader why they should care about this issue. Let's have a review. Look for the word in column B that is defined in column A. Reminder, you may pause this video to answer this review. Here are the answers. Now listen to the article that I am going to read. Face-to-face. President Duterte made it clear. No vaccine for coronavirus disease 2019. No face-to-face classes. But with private school operators lamenting that a number of them might be forced to shut down for the school year and teachers expressing concern over their jobs, the administration has softened on the ban. Even public schools have a problem in areas with little or no internet connectivity and weak telecommunication services for blended learning during the COVID-19 pandemic. So, the President has approved a proposal for limited face-to-face classes beginning January 1, 2021 in areas under the most lenient modified general community quarantine. The Department of Education has given assurance that COVID health safety protocols will be strictly followed once the plan pushes through. These include temperature checks, wearing of masks, regular hand washing, and limited seating in classrooms where actual dividers and visual cues will be used to enforce physical distancing. Parents remain worried about infection, especially for young children whose movements are more difficult to control. Physical barriers such as boxes, toys, and plexiglass sheets will have to be installed to regulate movement within the classroom and the rest of the school premises, including the exterior as students arrive and enter the compound. There is also concern about hygiene in schools where water supplies for hand washing is inadequate, and for whom regular disinfection of classrooms and equipment may be costly. This week, there have been encouraging reports that the COVID vaccine might be out within the year. While the global commercial rollout of any vaccine will take time, the development provides the best hope for a gradual return to regular classes. In the meantime, however, all education stakeholders must heed warnings about the consequences of missteps in the resumption of even limited face-to-face classes. With lives at stake, no precaution must be left out. Let us answer the following questions. 1. What kind of an article is the passage? 2. What is the issue? Is it clearly stated? Why? 3. What information does this editorial portray? 4. What type of editorial is this? Here are the answers. What is an editorial? An editorial is a short essay. It gives opinions of an editor of a newspaper. It persuades readers to change their opinion. An editorial centers on controversial issues. It is an opinionated news story. There are 4 types of editorial. The first type of editorial is the interpretive or explanation. An interpretive editorial explains and provides background information on an event or issue. This type of editorial aims to raise awareness and discuss how the topic is relevant to the reader. The second type of editorial is the critical. The critical format focuses on the various causes of a problem and suggests a solution. For example, you might critique a policy that relates to your issue to advocate for a specific change. The third kind of editorial is the persuasive. This type of editorial appeals directly to the reader and encourages them to take action. The persuasive format focuses on the reader's ability to change a situation by following your advice. The fourth type of editorial is the praising or commendation. A praising editorial shows appreciation for a person or organization based on their involvement in an issue. Now let us talk about the parts of an editorial. 1 is the beginning or the editorial lead. The lead is the showcase of the write-up like in the news story. However, it is not considered the heart of the story unlike in the news. In this part, you need to hook or attention getter. Be brief, but hint at the problem and how you feel about it. The second part is the body. The body should include the editorial's basic facts, the causes and effects, behind incidents, situations, illustrations, and arguments. When writing the body, remember to first, keep an eye on the list of points you intend to discuss. Second, Write without worrying whether the wording of each sentence is perfect. And third, leave plenty of room for rewriting. The third part is the conclusion. This part drives home the final important thought or direction. This conclusion may be in the form of advice, challenge, command, or just a rounding out or a simple summary. How to write an editorial? There are 5 steps to follow. Step 1. Decide on a topic. Keep in mind that your topic should be specific but arguable and have multiple points of view. Step 2. Research your topic. Even though an editorial is opinion-based, it is still important to provide your readers with well-researched evidence to back up your ideas. Step 3. Create an outline. Write an outline to keep your ideas organized and ensure that the main points of your editorial flow well. The introduction will always be at the beginning of the essay and the conclusion at the end. Step 4. Start to write. State your opinion briefly in the fashion of a thesis statement. Explain the issue objectively as a reporter would and tell why this situation is important. Give opposing viewpoint first with its quotations and facts. Step 5. Proofread. This process helps catch spelling and grammatical errors that you might not have seen the first time. Practice 1A. Identify what type of editorial best fits the topic. Reminder kids, you may pause this video to answer this practice. Here are the answers. Practice 1B. Let's try to make a persuasive editorial. Follow the simple steps and fill up the boxes with your opinion about the issue. Questions. What's your opinion on video games? Are they a waste of time? Why or why not? First, write the lead paragraph or statement problem. Second, acknowledge the other side. Third, stress your side. Fourth, offer solution or call for action. And fifth, wrap up or restate position. Here are some example answers for this activity. Remember kids, an editorial is an article that presents the newspaper's opinion on an issue. Editorials are meant to influence public opinion, promote critical thinking, and sometimes cause people to take an action on an issue. In an essence, an editorial is an opinionated news story. There are 4 types of editorial: the interpretation or explanation, critical, persuasive, and praising or commendation. Practice number 2. Read the sample of an editorial below, then identify what type of editorial is this. Then put a check mark on the column that best describes the article. Blended distance learning in the age of COVID-19. Schools all over the world redesigned the system due to COVID-19. Blended distance learning is becoming a new normal. In the Philippines, blended distance learning has been around for a while, combined with the use of self-learning module and online instruction. Blended distance learning strives to provide students the best of both ADM, or the alternative delivery mode, and online learning experiences. Blended distance learning includes the module direct instructions, activities, discussion, and formative assessments while using technology to provide online class learning that students can do at home, provided they have access to the internet. Online instruction is often facilitated by a learning management system or LMS. An LMS is where the instructor puts all the lessons and activities that students must work to successfully complete the course. Typical LMS that students use include Canvas, Schoology, Blackboard, Google Classroom, or even Zoom Meeting and FB Messenger. Other schools use LMS that can support gamification, such as Classcraft. Just as school plus discussion and small group work are staples of face-to-face instruction, discussion forums and asynchronous learning are staples of online learning. Blended classroom can empower students who are introverted or shy to share their ideas and learn from others using discussion forums, where conversations that were started in class can continue well after the class ends. Teachers who never taught an online course, never used an LMS, and maybe even hardly used technology in their classroom with their students had to learn how to use an LMS and put their often analog or non-digital work, assignments, activities, labs, etc. on an LMS, and they had to do that very quickly. Now that many of us have some time before school starts up again, we can better prepare. Here are the answers for the practice number 2. For the evaluation, write a persuasive type of editorial that appeals directly to the readers and encourages them to take action. Consider the parts of the editorial explained. You may choose any of the topics. Importance of proper hand washing, eating healthy food, fighting COVID-19, or attitude towards study. First, write the editorial topic. Next, the viewpoint of the editor. Then the lead, the reason 1 support, reason 2 support, reason 3 support, and lastly, the conclusion. Here is an example of persuasive type of editorial. Thanks for watching! I hope you like our lesson today. See you next time!